Well, I thought about what I'd say to you guys today, and I knew that I'd write my own speech. A lot of people who are in elected positions have people write speech for them. I don't. It reminds me of a story. The reason I don't is because of a story about Lyndon Baines Johnson. Before he was president, when he was in Congress, all of his staff members hated him because he was a perfectionist and they could never do anything right. Well, the senior speechwriter was retiring, and he said, I'm going to get LBJ before I leave this place. He knew Johnson would be in a hurry that morning, and sure enough, Johnson came flying through the congressional office. The speechwriter handed him the speech, leaned back, folded his arms, and smiled. Johnson went down to the floor of Congress, started giving one of the greatest speeches he'd ever get, and he said, how are we going to feed the poor? How are we going to lower taxes? How are we going to provide for a strong military? How are we going to balance the budget? He flipped it over to page 2 and said, go ahead and tell them how, hotshot. I've always remembered that. And yes, President McGee, I did grow up on the farm in eastern North Carolina. In fact, I came in late last night because I went to that great hockey game where the Kings went up 3-1 over the Bruins. I would say I developed my love of hockey on the farm ponds of eastern North Carolina, but I don't think anybody would necessarily believe that. But I did learn 3 things working on the farm. I learned hard work, I learned dedication, and I learned that I really wanted a job with air conditioning when I grew up. And I'm grateful to the people of North Carolina for giving me that opportunity. When I became Attorney General, I did realize that my parents had violated numerous child labor laws and decided to let them off the hook. What a great university. What a great day. 40 different programs of study, 7 pre-professional programs. And I'm particularly humbled today to receive an honorary degree with you. Thanks so much to you, President McGee, and to this great faculty for that honor. All right, I'm here to talk. You're here to listen. And if you get through before I do, wait for me. I heard that a few years ago at a graduation speech, and I thought that it was appropriate. Give me 11 minutes. 11 minutes? All right, 11 minutes. First, congratulations. You are about to receive a degree that you and your family should be proud of. You've worked hard, you deserve it. You deserve all the honor and credit that you will receive today. Now, some of you may have gotten to this point right by yourself, but not many, I suspect. Most of you have 1 or 2, at least, important people in your life who supported you, pushed you, cared about you, helped to make this moment possible. I want you to remember those people today, and I want you to thank them as soon as you can. Maybe it's a parent, a husband or wife, a friend, maybe even one of the fine faculty members who are both thrilled and saddened to see you go. Maybe it's a little luck. Maybe you got here by luck. I have a friend of mine who was starting out as a young district attorney. He was going to prosecute his first case. It was a DWI case. Now, in this particular courtroom, they had a court reporter, and the court reporter is assigned to take down everything that all of the witnesses say. Well, this court reporter was getting on in years and was hard of hearing. My kids accuse me of that now. But sometimes he would stop court and would say, "What was that you said?" So they could make sure he wrote it down. And all the judges and clerks and everybody loved him, so they let him continue to do it because he did a good job. Well, my friend started his case, and he had the defendant on the stand. And he said, "Mr. Smith, how many beers did you have?" And he said, "Only 2. The court reporter said, "How many was that?" He said, "Well, maybe 3 or 4. And you know, he got his conviction, and that was a little luck. But seriously, before this weekend is over, make sure you thank those special people, because it wasn't luck as to why you're here today. See that they share this honor with you. All right, you got your degree, but let's face it. You can make the argument that it is a terrible time to be graduating. You can complain legitimately that it's a crappy time to be looking for a job. The unemployment rate is high. The world financial situation is unstable. Many companies and government agencies are not hiring new people, and in fact, many are cutting jobs. But you have choices about how you're going to deal with this thing. You can choose to be discouraged, or you can choose to be challenged. You can view the economy as a roadblock that cannot be penetrated, or you can view it as a high hurdle that you can jump over. The great inventor Thomas Edison said, "Opportunity is missed by most people because it's dressed in overalls and looks like work." Now, even if you choose the positive path and consider this point in time a challenge to be met and a hurdle to sail over, in order to find that opportunity, still, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to be persistent. You're going to have to get up when you've been knocked down, and you're going to have to keep seeking that yes after you've heard 100 no's. And you know what? At this shaky time in our history, you may have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be a real part of shaping the future of our state and our nation, and even our world. Some of you could play a part in pulling our banks out of this financial mess. Some of you, maybe one person at a time, could be working as a debt counselor to put lenders and borrowers together to keep families out of foreclosures. Some of you could discover new technology or conduct research that could prevent or cure disease. Some of you will go on to graduate and professional school and be leaders of change in our communities. Some of you will teach future generations. All of you will face obstacles, but persistence and a positive attitude and work can provide that seed of opportunity that can grow into a successful life.